Alrighty, I got the other bush out, got this bush in, got it some good soil around it and some fertilizer, natural fertilizer. I dug this hole for the next one, so now it's up to my spouse for her to get over and get another bush. For that, I guess I can start splitting those up. I might do that now, but I want to show you guys something. It's kind of a mystery. That, I don't know if you can tell, but that's got water in it. And there's water in it all the time. Now what this is the supply line from my well down there, and it runs just irrigation. I have a 1-inch pipe that gets about right in here, and then I convert it to a flex pipe to get underneath the drive and turn and go over to where all the controls are for the irrigation system. This particular pipe has a cutoff valve right here, and it's cut off for the front, and then I have a spigot right here that I have opened up, and I would think, okay, if that joint is leaking, it would backfill the water because of the terrain. But this has been off since last fall. I have not turned it on. I've turned this on probably a month and a half ago, but water kind of just stands here. It may dry up in the July and August, but water stands here even with this valve cut off. So I don't think I have a leak going to that spigot. The only thing I can surmise is there's some type of little underground little line stream of water that is right in this area somewhere, and it backfills into this hole. And another kind of interesting thing about this whole process, before I ever put my well in, was I have a sprinkler system all in here to irrigate all of this. But this particular sprinkler head has always stayed moist. I don't know why, but it's always stayed moist. And the only way water can get to that line is through the front. It goes up to the front, hits the pipe, and then it feeds it and comes back through. So there's not been any water, and I blew those out for the winter. So there's not been any water in those pipes since October. But I have this wet spot that stays wet all the time. I'm beginning to think that that and that are somewhat related, but it's the lines of whatever the stream of water that feeds this particular area is a little bit deeper. And I have dug this up before, thinking that, and I actually replaced everything, thinking that there was a leak around. But when the water's been completely off for 6-7 months, and it still has water, there's got to be, the source has got to be coming from up underneath the ground. So I find that kind of mysterious. What I'm thinking about handling this thing is, I may put a pipe, I may dig right up and just put a pipe down there and let it just drain out so water doesn't stand in it. I don't know. I have a little hand pump that I do pump it out, but it fills back up again. So I don't know. Mystery. All right, so I guess I'll get my axe and start dividing up some of those and planting them over here. I've got nothing else to do. I've been fishing a lot, and been catching a lot of big catfish, but I'm not catching any crappie. I don't know what happened to them. I guess everybody's fishing for them. All right, so I'm gonna go get my axe and get to dividing those bushes up. That is a Katusha dogwood. That one over there is a Katusha dogwood. They are late bloomers. They will not bloom until the middle of May, the first part of May. Well, I think I worked myself out of another job. Split some off of that one, and I split them up and planted them. Then I went over here and dug me a little trench. Took some off of here, split them up, and they will soon be standing straight up and thanking me for allowing them to have more room to grow. The other thing I did was my dogwood out here. It really struggles out here in the sunlight, and every year I think, well, it's not going to make it. Well, this year it struggled again, and it came out at the bottom and started putting off little shoots off, but there was a bunch of dead stuff up here, so I trimmed all that off of there. There was some up in here, some on that other side. So it looks better as far as the dead being gone, but it's struggling. I need to get some fertilizer on it, I guess. See if that will help perk it up. Well, that's it. I think I'm gonna get me some lunch. It's 1 o'clock. And I don't have anything else to do. Oh, what am I going to do now? I'll get me something to eat and think about it. Well, hello folks. Today is Saturday, May the 27th, Memorial Day weekend. It's very pleasant over here today. The wind's up a bit, but it's very, very nice. Okay, so I got those bushes split and replanted, and our butterfly bush froze. Probably it's on another clip of this video, and so I had to dig that up, and we bought 2 new ones. I got those down, and while we were in the process, we also bought 2 Katusha dogwoods that were struggling, and that is one of them. And they like full, nearly full sunlight. We've got 2 Katushas back here. I think I had those in another part of the clip. And that one's always done pretty well. It's got a lot of blooms in May. And this one is always struggling, but it seems to say, okay, I think I like it here now. But anyway, I fed it some food that was heavy and acidic, so I'm hoping that will perk it up. And so we bought 2 of those Katusha dogwoods, put one there, and I planted the other one over here. So these are definitely in full sunlight. And being May, you know, it's kind of late being planting trees and shrubs and stuff, but anyway, I've got it in the ground, and I hope it gets happy and likes it. I'll have to keep it watered just about every day for the next month to, you know, it goes into some type of shock the first year that you take them out of their box, their little growing tubs, and you plant them. They go into a little shock, and so you have to keep them a lot of moisture on them. They don't like a lot of water, but since it is this late, I'm probably going to put a little bit more than normal, and hopefully it will survive. Over here, yeah, I think I showed this as well, that I had sprayed the I was going to kill everything on that side of the driveway, and in September I'm going to have it ready to plant tall fescue. I talked to the guy that sells the seed. It's like 99% weed free. So what I'm doing here is I'm testing the process of how long it takes to kill, and then I have to take consideration about getting it up and all that. And I guess it's been about 4 days. You can see where it's green, and you can see where it's really, some of the grass is already taking a beating. I may have to hit it again, but I am going to continue killing it over, and then I'm going to cut it just as close as I can to the ground, and then I'm going to take my tiller and till it and run the hair over it and try to get all the dead stuff up, and but that's the plan. We'll see if that works. Well, there's some of this stuff like this right here that they don't like that chemical, man. It kills it like right away. And but I'm gonna start killing all of this. I'm just gonna go ahead and start killing it, and I don't know how long it's gonna take for me to get all the roots up and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill it. It's gonna look dead all summer. I don't know if I showed you this rose over here or not. We was gonna dig it up because of the cold spell. We didn't think it was coming back. These little purple bushes are really struggling coming out. They're trying, but that rose bush we thought was completely dead, and I thought, well, I'll dig it up. And when I came out here to dig it up, it was growing up out of the ground, and so I said, whoa, okay. I just trimmed it up, and I took a clipping off of it a while ago, and I'm doing an experiment. I've never rooted a rose before, but what I do, I go to YouTube. What do the experts do? Well, this guy gave a demonstration about how to root, so I got some rooting stuff. I got some clippings. I saturated the pots. The dirt is a mixture of my dirt that I have been nurturing for the last 3 or 4 years, and some bought from a nursery over here. I mixed it in together, put some Milorganite in it and all that. But the concept is that these bottles will be like a hothouse, and it will steam up and give moisture to the leaves while keeping it warm and letting the root system and sunlight, photosynthesis. He doesn't want them directly in the sunlight. So when I put the rooting on the stem, put it in the soil, put that plastic bottle over top of it, it automatically had humidity inside of it. So it's doing what it's supposed to do. And I think in about 10 days we're going to have some roots. That clipping came off of that yellow rose. That one came off of that red rose right there, and then this one came off of a rose bush at my son's. There was a white rose. I may have to go get another clipping because I was trying to root it before I learned how to do all this. So I'm probably going to have to get me another piece and start it. Anyway, got that project going on. Okay, that's the update for today. And they cut the horse farm. I couldn't believe it. Usually they cut all of this over here for hay, but they never ever cut this. And they were over there cutting and had a couple of tractors out there, and this tractor broke down. And he had to get another tractor in here to finish up, and they come in and towed it away. He was really having a rough time. It sounded like the PTO transmission or something went out in it. Okay, well that's it. That's the update for today, and I'll get you caught up in the next few days. See ya.